Hi music students, this is Mrs. Simpson. Today we're going to learn about music literacy, although some of you have already covered some of this already, but I thought it best just to go over it again, just to refresh memories. So this PowerPoint is going to talk about music notation, notes that are on lines and in spaces. So at the end of this PowerPoint you should be able to identify notes on a stave, distinguish different music notes and their note values, how many beats each one has, and identify various music notation symbols. You have all covered music notation in some form within your classes, whether it be Kahoot quizzes or the PowerPoint tests that pupils do in my class, or just when you're playing music, when you're learning a piece of music, you usually learn about the notes as well. So when I say music notation, what that means is it's how music is written down on paper. So we're going to talk about the different notes written on the stave and what kind of notes they are. Music is written on 5 lines and 4 spaces, and this is known as a stave. Notes written on the lines means the lines are going through the middle of the note. And the rhyme that we remember these notes is elephants go bonkers doing flips. Now remember, we always go from the bottom of the stave to the top of the stave. So the bottom is elephants, then go bonkers doing flips. There are other phrases that people use. It could be every good boy deserves football, every good boy deserves flowers, every Glasgow bus drives fast. I'm trying to think on the spot here. Every gorilla's bum does farts, being a little bit rude. But there's loads. But the one that we tend to use, or I use in my class, is elephants go bonkers doing flips. So in the previous slide, we looked at notes that were on the line. This slide talks about the notes that are in the spaces, so between the lines. Now there's no rhyme for this one. It is a word that you need to remember. Face. F-A-C-E. Again, from the bottom of the stave to the top of the stave. So when you look at a note, determine whether it's a line or a space. If it's a line going through the middle of it, we use the rhyme. If it's in a space, we use face. So line, rhyme, space, face. Remember that. This slide talks about other notes. Okay, so notes can extend above and below those lines. Okay, your notes are not confined to those 5 lines and 4 spaces. You can have other ones, as you can see here. Now these notes you must remember. If you look at the image to the left, below the stave you have dangling D followed by C, and above the stave you have G followed by A. If you look at the image below, you can see a scale. Now if you start at the very far left hand side, you'll see middle C. Okay, so middle C is our low note. D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So I have gone from the bottom of the treble clef stave to the top. And it follows the alphabet. Now remember, in the musical alphabet we only have 7 notes. So when we get to G, we go back to A again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay? Now you can work out your top notes above the stave by remembering the top line. So the top line is F, every good boy deserves football, or elephants go bonkers doing flips. And then you can work out your G and A from there. Same with the bottom of the stave. Your bottom line is E for elephants. The one that is off the bottom line is D, followed by C, okay? So you're kind of going backwards in the alphabet because you're going lower. I hope that makes sense to you. If not, you can refer to this when we come to do your quiz shortly. Music, signs and symbols. So this is a quick recap of a lot of the signs and symbols that you have covered in class or have seen in class. The squiggly thing at the start of a piece of music that you play is known as a treble clef. This is then followed by numbers usually, which refers to the time signature, and this tells you how many beats there are in a bar. Could be 4/4, 3/4, 6/8, 2/4. There are a number of ways it could be written. The music is divided by lines called bar lines. So if there's 4 beats in the bar, for example, here's Twinkle Twinkle. After every 4 beats, you will see a line. Okay, now remember I said beats, not notes. For example, Twinkle Twinkle has 4 crotchet beats in it. Crotchet equals 1 beat, so therefore there's our bar line. Little Star is made up of 2 crotchet beats, so 2 1-beat notes, and a minim, which is worth 2 beats. So that also equals 4. Then there's the bar line. Finally, the notes above the music, not the notes, sorry, the letters above the music, the capital letters, these usually refer to chords, which you would play on the piano, keyboard, or guitar. Look at the table and try to learn and remember how each note looks and how many beats it has. So there's a number of different notes that we use in music. One of the longest ones is called a semibreve, which looks like a circle with no stem, and it is hollow, so it's not filled in, and this is worth 4 beats. You then have a minim, which is similar to a semibreve, however it has a stem on it, and this is worth 2 beats. A crotchet, similar to a minim with a stem, but it's filled in, equals 1 beat. A quaver has a stem and a tail on it, which is worth half a beat, followed by a semiquaver, which is even smaller than a quaver, and it has 2 little tails on it, worth 1/4 of a beat. Please have a look at this, revise it, keep it, because throughout your musical education you'll refer back to these. When you're playing or doing literacy work, you need to know them. Thank you for taking the time to go through this PowerPoint. Once you're happy with the note names and the different music symbols and the note values and the names of the notes, then you can go ahead and try the quiz that I've put up on your team assignments for you. Good luck, and I'll hopefully speak to you soon. Bye!